The story of a Nigerian American woman navigating through this thing called life. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Unmet Expectation podcast. I'm your host, Sade, in the building. And today is a very, very special episode, episode 23. We got some lovely ladies in the building. One representing that Black Star Power. The other one representing that green, white, green, that 2, 3, 4. Yes. We got TribeMeets in the building. Hello, ladies. Hello. So a little bit about TribeMeets. I'm going to just start off with like an introduction. TribeMeets is a community building platform restoring connection. TribeMeets is a community building platform restoring connection and cultural identity for people in the African diaspora. Yes. The mission of TribeMeets is to simplify the process of creating communities, celebrating cultural identity, and having access to the culturally relevant businesses. We have Abigail Osei-Tutu. And we have Sade Luwoye in the building. Yes. And girl, so being African is one of the top tier enjoyments on this planet. Yes. I'm so happy that I'm gang. We gang. So happy to be a part of the African tribe. I'm going to let Abigail introduce herself a little bit more about you, what you do, and all that good stuff.
So my name is Abigail Osei-Tutu. I am the CEO and co-founder of TribeMeets. I am from Ghana. Mm-hmm. I love it there. Love it there so much. I love being Ghanaian.
I love it there too.
I feel like being Ghanaian is a really huge part of my identity. I was born in the UK, but I was raised in Worcester, Massachusetts. And in Worcester, there is such a large population of Ghanaian people. Wow. It's huge. Like, we've basically taken over Worcester. So I grew up with a lot of cultural influence, and that has really made me who I am today. In terms of, like, things that I like to do, I love to travel. I love solo traveling. That's like my big thing. I love seeing because I love my culture so deeply, I love seeing how other people live their lives and to be able to just be a part of different cultures when I travel. So that's why I love traveling so much. And when I'm not working on TribeMeets, I'm actually a therapist. So I'm in the mental health world. Nice. And I provide therapy to my awesome clients. And that's a little bit about me.
Wow. Well, such a pleasure to have you ladies on. Next up, we have Sade Luwoye. Am I saying the last name right? Luwoye.
Well, hello. Can you hear me? That's good. Hello, everyone. My name is Sade, repping Naija Yoruba gang out here. Yay! So a little bit about me. I am the COO and co-founder of TribeMeets. Born and raised in Massachusetts. So always really been around. Yeah, so really just been, although I was born and raised in, the U.S., very heavily involved in the Nigerian culture. My parents made sure that, we, at least understood the language, the way we just greet our elders. Like fluently? Not fluently, like, I know a little bit of words, but I understand it. Yeah. Or even like the way we greet our elders by prostrating and the food, just the whole Nigerian culture. I've always been dwelled in it, and it's just something that wherever I go, if I move to a different location, I always try to meet, where are my Nigerians at?
African giant.
Yeah, right. Outside of TribeMeets, I work as an engineer. I work as systems engineer for a defense contractor. And then what I like to do outside work, TribeMeets, I'm a fit fam girly, so you can find me in the gym.
She is fit. Sade is fit.
Thank you. But I also love to eat, so, gotta have balance. Okay. And just like being outside, if it's concerts, if it's festivals, hiking, that's about me.
Wow. So I'm...
Cool.
We're sharing mics today. TribeMeets. I'm so happy the connection a good friend of ours put us in connection, and I really love to see what you guys are doing. You guys just had an amazing, successful game night. I'm coming to the next one, by the way. I'm gonna come to the next one, and I love how you guys have like the spotlight, community spotlight.
Yeah.
You guys featured like a Ghanaian mixologist, which I thought was really, really cool. Yeah. And then there was the girl Amina, the lady Amina, who has a handbag. So I love how you guys, because we're doing so much. We're doing big things.
We're really doing
Africans are doing really, really
things.
big things. So I think it's just so beautiful that you have a platform like Tribe Meets that can kind of connect the dots and place people together. And I was telling Sade earlier that there's so much synergy between like Tribe Meets and the Unmet Expectation, because I was like, this is a platform for like first generation American people to kind of tell their stories and their, you know, their journeys. And then you guys have Tribe Meets, which is like all about the African diaspora and connecting people. So I was like, I love the synergy here, and I'm really, really glad that you guys are on. It means a lot to me.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
we're so happy
really,
to
really,
be
really,
here.
really, really excited. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about like Tribe Meets and what the motivation behind starting Tribe Meets was. If you all want to kind of take a stab at whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, sure. Funny enough, Tribe Meets actually started out. It was supposed to be like a dating app for African people. So,
oh my gosh, we had so much in common. Me and Colin started a dating app.
Oh, really?
It was to connect people based on, it was called Cultural Connect.
Oh,
me,
really?
Yes, me, Colin, and my cousin Lola. But we just never, this was like 8-9 years ago.
Wow.
Yes, it was called Cultural Connection. And we were based in, I don't know, this probably is picking up, but we were placing people together based on like their cultural preference. It was really, really cool.
Literally, that's what we wanted to start out as.
Yeah.
And there was also an aspect of community, right? It was it's going to be dating, and it was going to be, you know, still being able to find friends, but it was all centered around culture and being African, right? And then as we went on and did more basically interviews with who our customers would be, right? Our community, we found that actually the community piece of it and finding just connections, genuine connections, was more important to people than the romantic side of it. Yeah. And the thing is even though, especially in the African culture, romance is very important, and dating is very important, and the pressure of getting married is there. So there. Golly, it's there. Anyway, so even though that pressure is there, I think that we found that people just want to meet people. And if dating comes after that, great. Wow. Like, we love that. And actually, we have community members who met at our first event.
Very first game night.
And they're still together.
So it's like full circle.
Exactly.
Yeah. Full circle.
Exactly. So that's how it really started out. And then we moved, there's a lot of pivots, right? Then we pivoted
that's
to,
what life's about.
Exactly, the community piece of it. And then we pivoted again and said, okay, deeper than the community piece of it, let's focus on people who are transplants, relocating. Like, those are the people that are like, I really need community. Like, I moved from Worcester, where I was surrounded by Ghanaian people, right? And I moved to Oklahoma, where there's really nobody there. How do I find my community? Right. And that's how we kind of started off with the Tribe Meets and focusing on community and focus on transplants.
Yeah. And the good thing about that is, like, we also have personal experiences. So Abby and I, we've both relocated numerous times. Like, for myself, born and raised in Massachusetts, moved to Florida, moved to Maryland, now Virginia, and then Abby from Worcester, Philly, Boston to Maryland. And so we have that experience of like, wow, like, where's my community? Or where are these resources I need? Like my hair, nails, you know, all that stuff. So
African restaurants, African markets, like the things that you need as a person that comes from the African diaspora.
Wow. This is completely off topic. So you guys talked about like living in all these different cities, and I think that's so dope because I've only ever lived in Maryland. Like, I was born and raised here, went to University of Maryland College Park, and I think that is such a beautiful thing to like live in different cities because I think it changes your perspective. I've kind of been in a shell, I feel like, and there was one point in time where I was going to move to Atlanta maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, but I just didn't. I really love this area anyways, but I'm just
honestly,
like,
how
do you think?
You.
Yeah, I don't want to live anywhere else.
This is like my end stop.
Yeah.
Like, I'm planning to do some more traveling, like a nomad type situation in the next couple of months, just to travel the world. But when I'm done, I'm coming right back here.
Yes.
That's why I told you, like, I'm gonna buy a house here.
Yeah.
Because I love the DMV.
Yeah, DMV
you know, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, and there's so much to do. There's just so many different type of people. It's just, it's pretty dope. But that was really cool to hear your perspective on how you guys have moved around so much, but yet you're still connected to your community and the points. How did you all meet, if you don't mind me asking?
College.
Yeah. College. Where did you go for college?
So we went to different schools.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she was, I would say, honorary member.
Sure.
So
I basically went to UMass Amherst.
Yeah.
But
she didn't really.
I never went. I didn't take any classes there, but I was a student there. My God.
Okay.
I went to Westfield State, but my best friend went to, that I've known her since I was a kid. She ended up going to UMass Amherst. And Westfield State was like 30 minutes from UMass Amherst.
Okay.
So I would like take the bus to UMass Amherst all the time because UMass Amherst is a party school.
Oh.
And there was so many African people there.
Okay.
And there wasn't a lot of African people at my school. It was a lot of white people at my school. And I needed some African people.
Yeah.
So I went to UMass Amherst, and my best friend became friends with her and other African people. So now I was able to meet her and like all these other people.
Wow.
And that's how we met.
Look how God like makes these
Right?
connections and like put certain people in your lives. Like you guys are like friends
Yeah.
based on just like that interaction through your best friend.
Yeah.
And then you guys have created this whole amazing platform.
Yeah.
Together. So I think that's awesome. So yeah, TribeMeets, that's how it came about. And can we talk a little bit about what have been some of your unmet expectations throughout just navigating life, like cultural, societal, religious? Like for us, there's a lot. We talked about that briefly before we started recording. There's so many expectations placed on us, whether that be like getting married by a certain time, or that's becoming like a doctor, lawyer, engineer, which Sade is. But for us who aren't, there's a lot of pressure that comes with it, and sometimes I'm not going to be able to meet those their unmet expectations.
Yeah.
So what have been some of your unmet expectations as you're navigating through life?
Ooh, child. You can go first, Sade. I got a ponder on that one.
I'd probably say like dating. You know, like when you're younger, you think, okay, by like 25, I'm gonna have my man, you know, kids, all of that, and then I'm past 25, and then just having. I think in the beginning I had pressure on myself, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna just chill. You know, God's time is the best time. But it's the external people, like not even your parents, is the extended aunties and uncles like you're asking me about these marriage questions, but even your own marriage, like, are you? You know, like
is uncle treating you right?
No,
respectfully.
Like, are you even happy?
But like, it gets so annoying sometimes that like, I be questioning like, God, like, is it me? Like, what's going on?
I'll be 40 next year.
Yeah,
Girl,
look
you look
damn
good.
good.
Yeah,
Honestly, when you told me that you bought this place 10 years ago or whatever, I was like, wait a minute.
I wasn't even thinking about the math. Like,
I'm like, damn, she was like 20. How did she do that?
No, God is good. He is so good. But no, I'm still unmarried. But I know God's timing is the best. A lot of that. But it's so important for you to kind of work on yourself and make sure you're A1 before you join with someone. But it is tough out here. Yeah. I am actually dating a Ghanaian. That's how it's like.
Yes, Black Stars.
It's like God's timing, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you know? I just want to piggyback off of that, and sometimes it's not just family and distant aunties. Sometimes it can be friends. I don't think that friends. Okay, so I feel like I live a very full life even without a man. Like I have amazing friends. I do a job that I love now. Yes. I'm about to, I started to take control over my life. I quit my job. I decided I wanted to become a nomad. I'm going to start that in November and travel. Like, I feel like my family's great. Like, my parents love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't struggle for nothing. I believe in God. I know God loves me. Yes, like, the way that he shows up in my life is so wild sometimes.
He loves you so much.
But, like,
you're his daughter.
I was thinking about it today, and I'm like, I know everybody believes that they're God's favorites, and you are, but I really be like, yo, God, like, I feel like he knows me, like, individually, like, the way that he treats me and shows up for me is so wild. So in all of that, I feel like my life is so full, but sometimes, like, when I talk to certain friends, it's always like, so how's dating? So what's going on with it? And I'm like, girl, ain't nothing changed. Like, if something changes, you'll be the first to know.
Yeah, I get
but
that.
always the questioning of like, so
Sometimes
what's going
I'd be
on?
avoiding calling them.
Yeah.
Because it's particular people, like, I'm just not going to call them today.
Kind of monitoring spirit. Like, you gotta know who
Yeah.
your tribe is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because some people just know his head.
Mm-hmm.
No, for real.
And that's why people are genuinely like concerned.
And I think the friends that are in my life are genuinely like, what's going on? How you doing? How's the dating life? And for me, if my answer all the time is, girl, ain't nothing going on right now, I'm chilling.
I'll let you know.
Please, let me let you know, right? Because the continuous asking, it even though as confident as I am that when God says it's time, it's going to be time, the constant, like, external questioning, sometimes it makes me question myself.
Yeah.
And I'm that type of girlie that questions herself. So, like, to start questioning, like, what am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? I'm like, no, I am showing up as myself. I have an open heart to love. I love love.
Right.
Like, I'm never sad when somebody's like, I'm engaged. I'm like, oh my God, like, how do we celebrate? Like, I love when I hear people are together and are in love. So,
and that's why your blessing's going to come too.
Amen.
And that's how, like, the Lord blesses. That's like when you're genuinely happy because he sees our heart, right?
Amen.
So if that's not your feeling, you need renewal spirit within me, Father God, right? Because we're not perfect. So there are times where you might feel a little bit, but renew that spirit because it's his time and ours for sure.
Always.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, those are a few of your unmet expectations.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think God has been really good to not have too many expectations that have not been met.
Okay. Okay. And then another like, I think people have this connotation behind like unmet expectation being a negative thing.
Yeah,
it's not.
that's so true.
It's not necessarily because as long as you're meeting his expectations.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's all ultimately.
That is so
I feel
true.
Like that's what matters. I don't even know if this is picking me up. It's not. Yeah. I don't know if it was picking me up, but I was just saying ultimately with all these expectations placed on us, I think a lot of the times it can come across as like it has like a negative connotation, but I was saying ultimately, just God's expectations. That's all that matters. And everything else will fall into place.
Agreed.
Just seek him, pray that what your heart desires match with his, and then everything else will fall into line for sure. Yeah. So, okay, we ran through a few of our unmet expectations. The next segment I have is called "What Would the Tribe Do?"
Okay.
Okay, hold on really quick.
Okay.
Is this thing on still? Because it hasn't even clicked. Okay, it's still on. All right, just making sure. Because usually it would have clicked by now. That's fine. I think it would have.
Is it like the click is like a loud sound?
Yeah, it'll go. But it's still, I still see us. So I think we're still good.
Is there like can you tell from here when it's recording?
You can only tell from here. So I still see us in the frame, so I think we're still good.
Okay.
All right. So our next segment is called "What Would the Tribe Do?"
Okay.
I'm going to give you guys a couple of just like scenarios or just thoughts or I just want to gain your perspective on a few things.
Okay.
So the first one was if there was only one part of your culture you could keep, what would it be and why?
Ooh, that's hard. That's too hard. That is really hard. I'm thinking about the music. I'm thinking about the food. I'm thinking about the traditions. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I would say the importance of education.
Okay.
Because Nigerians,
Yes.
we know books.
Our specialty.
Books is our specialty, and one thing about my parents, like they really, like they didn't have, like coming to the U.S., they didn't have like, bachelor's degree, master's degree, but they really made sure that their children really was getting an education. If it's for them to, work multiple jobs to help us through school, that's what they did. And I feel like education or knowledge is something that no one can take away from me. So
I agree. Wow, that was good. I never thought of education, but because it is like one of the most important things in our culture. But yeah, okay. So education. So one of your babies has to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer.
He doesn't have to be, but that'd be nice. But he doesn't have to be, honestly. Like, just growing up being pressured on what industry or career to be was a lot.
So
that's a really hard question. It's really hard, honestly. I don't know. I don't know what to choose because.
What's your favorite part about being Ghanaian?
everything. You know I love
I know.
girl. You know I love being Ghanaian. And like, you know.
How often do you go to Ghana?
Like every year. If she could do multiple
Bruh,
times.
I don't blame her. I just got back from Nigeria 2 weeks ago.
Girl.
Shoot. And I was just there in January.
Like, I really love being Ghanaian. And it's really hard to answer that question and choose one thing because I think that, we're so good. I'm really our number one fan. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know how to choose. For real. Like, I don't know how to choose one thing from the culture that I would keep and throw away everything else. Do you know what I love about Ghanaian people, though? I'm not choosing this because I don't think I can choose. But I will tell you what I do love about Ghanaian people is every time I've heard somebody who's non-African or even somebody who's African but not Ghanaian and they've gone to Ghana, the one thing that they say is the people are just amazing. Like, the people are so nice, the people are so inviting. Like, and that's not a shock to me because literally that's how Ghanaian people are.
Wow.
Like, you know, we can be boastful sometimes, but like that's not really that's Nigerian people. I can't hold you. Yeah, like I feel like Nigerian people are very boastful, but like I feel like Ghanaian people are so humble. Like, Ghanaian people are so, like, we're not too, I don't even know how to explain it. We're just, like, so, like, come. Like, we're so inviting and we want to, I don't even know how to explain it, but I love how we are. Like,
I love it too.
I love our heart. I love, like, how we treat other people. I love how we treat other cultures that don't look like us, right? And I think that's my favorite part about being Ghanaian. But I love our music. I love our food. I love everything.
What's your favorite soup or stew?
My favorite soup is peanut butter soup.
Wow. Okay.
Love peanut butter soup. My favorite stew is spinach stew. Love spinach stew. I love wache now. I used to be a jollof girly, but now I'm like a wache girly. I love benku and tilapia, benku and kruma stew. Like yeah.
She loves everything Ghana.
Yeah.
Everything.
Abigail loves everything Ghana.
Team Ghana.
The Team Ghana.
Always.
Your favorite soups or stews?
I love egusi. And amayase.
Okay.
But that's only for like right. No, I didn't grow up, but like, you know, we go to the parties or special occasion, like that's only really the time I would eat that, but I just love it.
Yeah,
I love it, yeah.
I love you guys' designer stew.
Yeah, and that's new too. Like,
that's
we
new?
don't new. Like we don't grow up cooking that in the house every day.
Really?
It's like a celebration type of thing.
Oh.
Or if you're
but
like,
it's so good. I would make that all the time.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys make that at home?
Yeah, we like the red stew, like the tomato based, okra, spinach,
yeah.
But
the other ones are just like special occasion, celebration.
That's so
thing.
interesting.
Yeah.
My favorite Ghanaian one is
Tafo TZ.
Yes,
God. Yes.
But we have someone comparable to it. I think it's
You do amala.
Yeah, amala. And you eat it with the green slimy one.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's. I think it's the same thing as TZ.
I think that because you guys is the starch part of it is brown. Ours is white.
Yeah.
So I don't know what our different starches are.
Yeah.
But I know like you guys putting stew and then you guys put in okra whatever that slimy is for you guys. Like we do that too.
Yeah.
And there's two names for it in Ghana. It's tozafu and then there's also diehu. But it's the same thing. But I think it depends what part of Ghana you're from. And you call it a different thing.
Okay. Because I thought it was like a northerner dish.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But like the Ashanti people, we call it diehu.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I also want to say another thing that I love about both of our cultures, and honestly a lot, I think specifically West African cultures, actually no, East African too, at all cultures when it comes to Africa is our weddings. Like, traditional weddings.
Yeah. I have a question about that.
Okay.
So we're going to get into it.
Okay,
We are going to get into it.
Okay.
So for you, we're keeping the education. And for you, we're keeping just the humility of being Ghanaian. Yeah. Love it. For me, I would definitely respect. I love.
That's true.
I love. It has its downside and upside, but more upside because respect creates boundaries.
Yeah.
There's a certain way I'm not going to talk to my sister who's like 3 years older than
so
me.
true. Hey, but
There's a certain way conversations I'm probably not going to have with her because there's a certain level of respect there.
Yeah.
There's also with my parents, you know, how we we prostrate and stuff like that. Like I love that about our culture, and respect is so important, particularly in Yoruba culture.
Yeah, because I noticed this. I was having the same conversation with one of my friends. She's from maybe shelter state, but they don't prostrate.
No, they don't prostrate. That's Yoruba. Because our tribe is heavily based on respect. Like, respect is so important. Like, if you're disrespectful, it's like seen as something really bad. So, like, not even saying hello, not bowing down, not doing all that stuff, coming somebody by their first name.
Like, even brother and sister.
Yeah, even my sister, who's only 3 years older than me, I'm supposed to call her sister.
Yeah, they tried that with me. I said,
no.
Girl, that's not gonna work.
No, but I think respect, it creates so many boundaries, so many things. But like I said, the downside to that is like they're always right, you're always wrong type of thing, and that's not always true.
Yeah.
I don't think that age equals wisdom all the time. So I think that a lot of the times, just because your parents or an elder says something, that doesn't mean it's necessarily true.
Agreed.
So but respect to me is so important, and I'm just big on respect and just all together. So for sure. Respect. So the next segment is called, it's the same segment, but we're going to say, let's switch it up. One part of your culture you would happily leave behind, and why? Happily leave behind, like you don't want to, you don't care.
That's such a good question. These are really good questions. I like it.
I would say greed.
Ooh.
Because Nigerians, we be greedy. Yeah. And just like the way like the government is set up,
Oh, that's a good
like
one.
are you putting your people first? Or are you putting money first?
That's a good one.
And the disparity is so big. Like,
it's either you're like,
2 weeks ago,
it's just like
you
black and white,
really rich,
like,
or you really poor.
Yeah, and there's a little in between, but that class barely exists. When I say loaded, Sade and Abigail, have you been
loaded.
to
No, I'm supposed to go in January.
Oh
so
my
we'll
God,
see.
have you been?
Yeah,
recently?
2 years ago.
Oh my gosh, loaded.
Loaded.
Like richer than the richest people here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's
oh
just
yeah.
like then down the street, the people are living off of like 10,000 naira a month, and 10,000 naira is like $9.
Yeah.
And the exchange rate be changing all the time.
Crazy. I think it's $1 to like 1,500 now. I think I just
Damn.
last week it was 1 to 1,500.
It's crazy.
And it's because of the people in control and power. It's greed.
Yeah.
And it's just so unfortunate.
That's sad.
Because if people would just eliminate that greed, everyone can
be at peace.
Eat. Yeah. I mean, I think there's part like similar to Ghana that happens. I think a lot of African countries, there's corruption in the government and system. Yeah. Because Ghana too. And
like
people
Nigeria?
are really struck. Yeah, I know, but I know.
There's levels to it.
You're right. But I think like overall, the governments could be so much better when it comes to taking care of their residents and like their natives. And they over here pandering to the diaspora to come back. What are you doing? Right. What are you doing for the people that are actually there? You got me, because I'm going back. But like, what about the people? What about the people that are actually there? I don't know what I would damn, let me think about like what would I really leave behind when it comes to you know what? The judgment. Ghanaian people can judge you, man.
Really?
What? They judge their own people. They won't judge you. They won't judge you. But a Ghanaian person, like, they just expect you to be a certain way. Like, you know what I really like, if we go deeper, the churches within Ghanaian communities, it's so filled with judgment. I grew up in a Pentecostal church, the Church of Pentecost, and even though I'm so grateful that I grew up in the Church of Pentecost, because I met my lifelong friends through church, and they're still my friends to this day. And of course I've gained other friends outside of church, but those people from church, that's like those, they have my heart forever. I'll be friends with them for the rest of my lives. But I also remember seeing things like, you got pregnant before you got married, you sit in the back of the church. We're announcing it to everybody in the church what you did. And
that's so degrading.
Bruh. That's what I knew. Yeah. That's so humiliating. And that's what I saw growing up. But then you also heard of the elders having affairs. So why are you judging so hard?
You know what's so funny about Ghanaians? Y'all act like y'all don't have sex, but you do have sex.
Yeah.
Y'all be having sex.
Yes, we do.
And it's just like,
we have sex.
And you guys try to like, so timid and shy, but you're actually not.
No.
You're actually
We're not. We are having sex. It's happening. Like, no, for real. And I just don't like the judgment. Like, everybody's very judgy sometimes. Even the newer generation can be very judgy because that's all we know. Like, we grew up on You know, like, oh, did you hear about this? Oh, did you hear about this? Oh, did you hear about this?
Very gossipy.
Yeah, very gossipy. And I wish we could leave that behind.
Yeah.
I'm sure other cultures also experience that as well. But I find that specifically in churches when we're not supposed to be doing that shit. Sorry, didn't mean to curse. When we're not supposed to be doing that. Like, we are doing that in churches. And I've just seen some wild stuff when it comes to religion. So I'm really happy that I've still been able to create my own relationship with God.
Yes, come on.
And not let that affect me too much. Like, I just got back into church this year, because it was a goal of mine at the end of the year. Like, find a church. Like, find a place where you can go and communicate with God. I know I can communicate with God sitting right here, but finding, like, a church family was really important to me, and not allowing my history of church and what I saw. Even though I saw good things, I think the bad things stuck with me a little bit more.
Wow, that's awesome. But like you were saying, just having a relationship with him is that's what's most important. And them ridiculing like the people getting pregnant and stuff, that's not of God. He didn't say say and do that and treat people like that. He's a loving God.
He is.
And he doesn't, treat people like that. So it's like you said, having that established relationship with him is essential in this journey we're walking through, and just getting closer to him. I've always had a relationship with the Lord, but I would say the past 2-3 years has intensified. Like even more, like I desire and yearn to learn so much more about him, because he's a good God.
He is.
And he's a sovereign God.
Yeah.
And I feel like those times, like he's the only way to true peace. Like,
Agreed.
Yeah, the only way to true
joy,
peace
happiness.
and like, salvation. So I love him. I'm actually really obsessed with him. But,
I love that.
On to the next part. So we're leaving behind greed, and we're leaving behind like the judgy wudgy church community. All right, so we marrying for love, or are we marrying for cash dollars? What's the tribe saying? What is the tribe saying?
You can go first.
Oh, it's okay. You can go first.
I'm gonna go first.
I'm hot. I'm a little hot. I get really hot very easily. I start sweating.
Oh Lord.
I'm so hot.
Sorry, I saw you. I was like, I don't know, because this one's kind of. Are you hot too?
Oh,
a little warm, yeah.
Okay. I think it's the lights too.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're fine.
light.
You're
Yeah.
fine. Please, you're fine.
Love or cash dollars?
I'm married for love.
Why?
Because I feel like money comes and goes. You could be a billionaire one day and then be poor the next. But I feel like if you really have that love, like it really helps to conquer all. But like true love, not just fake pretending type of thing. Yeah.
You love a girl.
Yeah.
Sade, love a girl.
I'm married for love too.
Love.
Yeah, I love love. Like I love being in love. And I love really liking my person. I love waking up to my person and just like, oh, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
I love the trust that love brings. I love the security that love brings. And those things can't come from money.
Yeah.
I don't believe it can. Just itself. I would love a man who I love who has money. That's great. But love, I love love.
Yeah. I'm with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm a lover girl, but I want no brokey either.
Same.
Yeah.
He can't be broke.
I believe that if God has somebody for me,
Yeah.
that person also has money.
Because it's balance is important too. It's not love, because love doesn't pay the bills.
No, it doesn't.
But the prayer is that your person, whatever is motivating you to make money, is also motivating him to make money, and that you guys can kind of just grow, get to your next level together. But yeah,
And purpose.
purpose, yeah. But the preference definitely is not a brokey. We need men with money.
Yes.
Okay? Because money is very important.
It is.
But balance too. So we're lover girls. So we're marrying for love. Are we doing a traditional big wedding or like a small intimate wedding? What's the tribe saying? What would the tribe do?
I want to have a really big traditional wedding part. So, African weddings is basically 3 days. For us, Ghanaian wedding is Friday you do the traditional wedding, Saturday you do the white wedding, and then Sunday you do like a cookout, like some type of something to celebrate the fact that you just got married. And I think I want a really big traditional wedding because I want everybody to feel free to come.
Okay.
But I want a smaller white wedding. Like the people that we really know, I want them to be at the white wedding. And then the cookout, everybody else can come out again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And definitely, I know my traditional wedding's going to be big because I'm like the firstborn. I'm the only girl in the family. And I think my wedding is a day that everybody is looking forward to. So I know the traditional is going to be big, but the wedding, I definitely want it to be intimate. Like, I don't want my auntie that I haven't seen in 20 years, who carried me when I was a baby that I don't remember. Like, no, I'm sorry. I don't have a connection with you. I need, like, the true
people
core
that have
people.
been down.
At the wedding.
Mine's is small. I don't even know if I want like a traditional like wedding. And I know this is bad to say and I shouldn't say it, but I just feel like people just aren't genuine people. And I don't think that people come to these things because they genuinely love you or care about you. I think people come there for enjoyment, to eat the food, to go back and gossip about it, and to compare.
Exactly.
So I'm all on it. Like, I don't even know if I really want that. I just want it, maybe like a small little white wedding, if that, just before like me, my partner, like the Lord, and you know, my mom, dad, like just really, really small. Or like, you know how we have like the introduction. So I want to.
I love that about y'all's culture.
Yeah, I think I would just want an introduction. That's it.
I didn't learn about that. Sorry, go ahead.
No.
I didn't learn about y'all's introduction until way later, because we have a knocking ceremony for us. That's what we call it. But it's very small. It's very like family and like. Because Vicky, remember Vicky's? It was, we didn't even get invited to Vicky's because sorry, Vicky. Exactly. We wasn't even there. It's family, right? It's like that's basically where you're saying like, okay, we gave you the dowry. Did you guys bring the dowry?
Yeah.
All that stuff. That's where we talk about all the traditional like stuff.
So you guys have dowries?
Oh yeah.
Wow. We don't have dowries, do we? No, that's more of an Igbo thing. Do Yorubas give money? I thought we give like gifts. Okay, maybe I think
that's the same thing though, because our dowry is money and gifts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it is a dollar amount too. I need to do more research.
I think it's like both. Like
okay.
money and gifts,
Yeah. So I really like how you guys' introduction is like a bigger thing where other people can come and see, and I think that's cool that you guys do that.
Yeah. So for me, I think that's all I would want is the introduction, and then me and my man just go to like the thing or like church in front of the Lord, and that's it. I don't want that big, and I don't like the spotlight on me. Like it's just too much. Like it's just like please, it's enough. Yeah, when it's over. But to be honest, you're doing it more for your parents.
Oh yeah.
And then my sister, she felt the pressure of being like the firstborn, so you had to. But it's just sometimes it's not worth it, in my opinion.
You know, as I was saying that, now that I'm thinking about it, my wedding, my traditional even, well, we'll see, because
you wanted it overseas.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I will be getting married in Ghana. My father is in Ghana.
Okay.
And due to whatever, he's not able to be here. So because it's gonna be in Ghana, I think that cuts people off. But the thing about my community,
they'll find a way.
They will come to Ghana. They have been asking me to come to Ghana for years. So, you know, people ask me like, so when are you getting married? And I tell them it's gonna be in Ghana. They're like, okay, yeah, when are you getting married? Like, when are we going to Ghana? So even though I think it's gonna be in Ghana, well, I know it's gonna be in Ghana, and I'm thinking it's gonna be small. When you have a wedding in Ghana. Even people that don't know you are coming to that wedding.
Absolutely.
I've crashed a wedding in Ghana before.
Absolutely.
It's so easy. And they're so nice. They're like, come, did you eat? I'm like, no, until I didn't eat. Like, let me go eat.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So you're doing a big traditional, small white. Okay, that's good. Okay, so, can you date someone who makes less than you? My answer is going to be no.
Damn, that was quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
but
no.
But she's marrying for love.
Yes, I am. That's true. Very contradictory. But I say no because whether men like it or not, there is a level of respect that they want to have in a marriage. I don't care what they say. I don't care if they're like, no, we're equal. Stop. We might be equals, but you want me to respect you in a certain way as a husband. And I want to respect you in a certain way as my husband, as the leader of this family. I want you to lead me, please. Okay? And for me and how I am, if I'm making more money than you, I'm leading you. Where we go? Like, I feel like I am leading you when it comes to the money, because am I paying more of the bills? Am I, like, what am I doing with my money that makes it so... I think that there's been a lot of talk about gender roles and who pays what and things of that sort. And I think that, I think that when a woman is taking lead financially in like what our bills are or whatever, because I'm okay with, I don't think in this in this generation, in this year that we're in, like that I'm just gonna be living free off of some man because unless he's making a freaking $1 billion and I'm still in the 6 figures of whatever, like okay, well it makes more sense that you pay for the household things and I'll take care of the things that I need to take care of for myself. But if we're making similar or you're making a little bit, why do I think I'm about to be living free? Like I understand what the situation is. Like I understand bills are high. I understand it's really expensive to live here right now. So I don't expect to be living free, but I think that if I'm taking charge and leadership and finances, then it's less likely that I'm going to respect you in the way that you want to be respected.
Yeah.
Wow. I think for me, I guess it depends on how much. 'Cause I guess there's levels. If you're making like 5, 10K less, I mean, that's comparable.
Yeah, that's comparable.
If it's like you making half of what I'm making, it's gonna be a no for me, dog. Yeah, and especially because I know like men and their ego. I don't want like to go in a situation. We start off good, and then down the line you start having resentment, and I don't need that. I don't need you putting or downing my light because you know I'm walking in my purpose and I'm making this money, and you feel some type of way. I don't need that.
Like I want to stay at a 5-star hotel, but you like, no, babe,
like,
let's
no,
do this.
Let's do this motel. Oh, let's do this Airbnb.
No,
What?
I still want to live the life that God has allowed me to live because He's been able to bless me with certain things.
Absolutely, I agree. And just to piggyback off of what you all are saying, there's a lot of ego, there's pride, there's things like that. I've dated guys who weren't, you know, especially like a couple years ago, just guys who just weren't making that much money. And when I tell you about ego, pride, and they try to break you down, like I think episode 10 I talked about when I was dating someone and I hit rock bottom. Like my self-esteem was the size of a crumb. It was bad. It was really, really bad. And that person had broken me down so badly. And it was because it was ego. It was, you know, I was about, you know, I have a career. I've been having a career for over, after I graduate from grad school, like straight just working.
Yeah.
So I've always had like my own, and God's given me the opportunity because of God. I've been able to have really decent jobs, you know, good jobs, you know. So, yeah, He made me feel so low.
Yeah, because
He just brought me down because He couldn't handle it. And then you start questioning yourself, like, wow. And it's just like, no, you are that girl.
Yeah.
But then, you know, when you're paired with someone who's not equally yoked,
yeah,
because equally yoked has so many different meanings, but yeah, they will bring you down. They'll make you feel like you're less than. Their pride, their ego gets in the way, and then you're left feeling like little.
Yeah.
And it's not okay.
You never want to feel
No,
little.
you never
want to
feel little. You never want to feel little in your marriage. So, that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm on the fence between love and money. Love and money. I need a balance. Like, we can be on the same level. I think a little less, like you said, a little less maybe, but definitely more is ideal for me and my situation.
Yeah.
So that wraps up that segment. So the tribe, what would the tribe do? They answered all those questions.
I love that segment.
We have similar
good.
thought processes,
Yeah.
so that's good to know and that's good to see. I didn't even really ask you. So usually what I do is before you even start, I just ask you all what your mood is like mentally, how are you feeling? I was supposed to ask that before you did your introductions or like right after, but we could talk about it real quick. How's everyone feeling, like mood wise?
I feel good. Like I've been in I think after I quit my job and decided that I was going to become a nomad, I've been and take control. Like I felt like I was losing control over my life, and it was so connected to my job. Like I don't like you telling me what time. I know that is what everybody has to go through. I know everybody needs to report at work. I get it, but I've never liked like people telling me what to do. I just never liked it. And it just started to feel like I started to feel like I was a hamster in a hamster wheel. Like, go to work, come home, have no energy now, just lay on the couch, do TribeMeets as much as I can. Like, it just felt like I just couldn't control my life. And then once I quit, and I was like, oh, what do I want to do? I have time to work on TribeMeets. I have time to work as a therapist and actually enjoy it. Like, I actually enjoy being a therapist. It's so wild, but I enjoy it. And now I'm like, okay, well, what else do you want to do? You want to travel the world? How are you going to make that happen? I just started to feel so in control of my life that my mood has been so good now. Like, I feel so aligned. My mood, I feel aligned.
Ooh, an alignment.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Okay. For me, I feel like I'm in a season of figuring things out, or what's next in life. Especially like for work, I feel like after college, I've always had these like milestones. Okay, get my master's. Okay, there's this, you know, rotation program, get accepted, complete that, graduate from that. And then I feel like I've hit all these milestones and I don't know what's next. So like in my career, I feel kind of like stagnant. So I'm just trying to figure out like, okay, God, like what's the next step? Like what is my next milestone I should be striving for? Yeah, and then like TribeMeets is going successful. So I've been talking to people and people are thinking like maybe, you know, work is that way so you can kind of like shift.
That's facts. No, for real though. No, it's
So you
so
can
true,
like
though.
shift, you know, energy to like TribeMeets. But I'm like, dang, I feel I hate this stagnant feeling. Like, so I'm just trying to like navigate that and see what God's plan is.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. My mood is, I don't know if I'm being 100% honest. I'm very honest and transparent. I just feel delayed a little bit. And I don't want to put that on myself, but I feel like there's a little bit of delay in my life. But I know God's got me, and I'm just working through this season. But yeah, I just feel like there's a little tap of delay.
Delay in like what way?
I would say more like my relationship, like that arena. But I am hopeful, and I know the Lord's got me.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a little delayed in that arena. But overall, very grateful.
Yeah.
There's so much gratitude in my heart because
Yeah.
God is so good and He's so faithful. And even when I don't feel deserving, the Lord is always blessing me in so many areas, in so many ways, and I'm so thankful for Him. So I am in a state of gratitude. But however, there are parts of my life where I feel like, come on,
I feel
could
that's
speed
so
up a little
human.
bit.
Yeah.
But
I think sometimes as Christians, there's this expectation that we must be happy all the time, or like we have to be grateful in all parts of our life, no matter what. Even though we trust God, like don't talk about this. Is like I'm human. Like God knows I'm human. He created me. He knows I'm gonna worry about these things as well. But I'm gonna leave it at the altar. I'm gonna leave it to Him, and He's gonna figure it out. But I think it's very transparent, very vulnerable, and very real to say like, yeah. But when it comes to this, like. I'm like asking God, like, what's going to happen? What's going on? You know what I mean?
And that's just me being my authentic self. I don't know how to be anything else than that. And I think there's so much. I always talk about this all the time, but I think people put on facades a lot, and I don't think people are really their true selves. And I can snitch it a mile away, and I think sniff it a mile away, and I think that's why my circle's so small because I just be like, I'd rather just be you know, with my little bit of circle, and we are authentically real with each other and know each other really well. So, heart of gratitude, very grateful, but there are certain areas where I feel there's a bit of a delay. That's my mood. Yeah. So next up, we have a segment called, it's the best piece of advice or words of affirmation you give your 21-year-old self based on what you know today or where you are today.
I would say to dream big and don't let imposter syndrome like shoot you down. I like a similar like LinkedIn post I posted like a couple of days ago how like my 21-year-old self would have thought I would get an email from Google to fly me out to Cali to their conference. Like never in my mind. And like people are like asking like, how did this happen? Like, I don't know. I just got an email, you know? Like and mind you, like I deleted the email because I thought it was spam, and then they emailed me again like, no, this is real. But spam. You know, I thought it was a joke. But like 21-year-old self would have believed like there's opportunities out there. Like only thing you have to do is just dream big, and like God got you. Honestly, like God will really make a way and just open doors for you that's meant for you. And that, you know, every closed door is for a reason. Like there's so many closed doors that I'm like, dang, like if this would have happened, who knows where life would have been. But like I was like, okay, God, I see what you're doing.
Man proposes, God did.
Man proposes, yeah.
And congrats.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's a big deal.
I would piggyback off of that and say I would tell my 21-year-old self that everything happens for a reason. There were a lot of things that were happening in my life, even even to go as far as like my 25-year-old self, even. I remember going through like a really tough breakup. I had been with my ex-boyfriend for like 8 years. And that's all I knew. And when we broke up, I was like, my life is over. Like, I just couldn't imagine a life without him because that's all I knew. And like out of that came TribeMeets. Like out of that breakup and that sadness came like, I want to date, but I want to date African people. How am I going to, like, I wish there was an app, like, God has really.
Strategic.
He's a strategic.
He's
So
strategic.
He's a strategic guy.
Yo.
Like, girl,
I can literally shed a tear. Like, and I really thought my life was over. I'm not even joking you. Like, I remember, like, I was just so sad and broken and defeated, and I was just like, well, like, I wonder, and this is, I honestly, I remember thinking, like, I'm so sad right now. I just feel like I didn't feel the sadness. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how sad I was. Like, I imagined, like, what would it feel like to just not feel? Period. I was so down and depressed. And I remember people telling me, like, everything, like, people were like, in 6 months, you won't feel this way. And I could not believe them. People like, in a year, this time, you will not feel this way. And I couldn't even see past, like, tomorrow. I was just like, child, I'm so deep in my sadness right now. I can't even see past today. Like, I just need to get to tomorrow. But I wish I could go back to, like, my 25-year-old self and just, like, hug her and be like, girl, everything is going to be, mwah, chef's kiss. Like, God is going to, like, you're going to be so good. You're going to be looking at your life like, is this my life? Yeah. And I wish I could hug her, but I do believe that I went through that season of my life for a reason. I had to go through that to get here. Absolutely. So I am thankful for everything I've gone through, but I would just go and give her a hug.
Yeah. Wow.
And tell her everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah. I think it was on Snapchat. I was on yesterday, and it was like a visual picture of like your problem today being like really red and big, your problem tomorrow being a little bit smaller than that, but like 3, 4, 5, 6 down the line, it was just like this little circle.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah. So it's just
literally
like
feels like a little blip in my life.
Yeah. So yeah, that's true. Like nothing, it doesn't last forever. Yeah, tough times don't last forever. Yeah. And God's with you every single step of the way, either way. I think that was the verse of today. Was it from what verse? New Version. The verse of today was from Isaiah 43:10. I think.
Good memory.
I think it was Isaiah 43:10. But anyway, it was something along the lines like even through your trials and tribulations, like I'm always with you, and like you're fine. Yeah. So those are really good pieces of advice / affirmation. And then this is my favorite segment because I'm a music lover.
Oh, me too.
What's on repeat? What are we listening to at any given time, or like this week, or like?
I got it. Okay. $1 Million Baby right now. Listen, what?
If you hear it, you'll know.
Hold on, let me play it.
If you listen to it.
No, let me hold on. I got you. Give me 1 second.
Once you hear it, you like I've heard that. It's like everywhere.
Oh, this ain't it. Sorry, y'all. Tell me you heard this.
It's coming up. The chorus is coming.
It's coming. You've heard it. You have to. Could you imagine?
I think this is more on YouTube, so just in case they try to copy.
Oh, damn. I wish I could give you the actual part.
Oh.
Okay, let me start over again. Just sing it. It's like, damn.
If it's, okay. I probably have heard it, because that sounds like something that was on TikTok.
Yeah,
it's a TikTok
It's
song.
taken over TikTok.
Yeah, that's where I found
that's
it.
That's what's on repeat. Okay. So much for me. Yes.
For me, it's not a particular song. So on Instagram, I follow this page called Culture FM. They're based in UK.
Yes!
They're based in UK, and then they invite different like DJs. So their 6th episode has me in a chokehold to the point like I wish I recorded a reaction video with my friends and I as we were driving because we couldn't breathe. Like
the mix was too
the mashups were like mind blowing. Like I'm thinking like, do we have the same brain? Like what is going on?
Yeah.
Like it's episode 6. I would
Culture FM. Yeah,
Culture
I know
FM.
exactly what you're talking about. I don't know if I saw that one in particular, but I am also into like Apartment Life. Yes.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, similar concept, but Cultural Connect is harder. It's way more like and you know they dance and stuff like that. But But I would say my song of the week is, and it's old, but it's a TikTok thing. The dance, that
song, I can't even begin to understand the dance.
It's a remix.
It's a remix that just came out.
Yeah.
But I'm still, that dance,
Yeah.
you should see me in the, oh my gosh, really, really trying. It's really old. It's a little TikTok dance, but my new obsession is kind of TikTok too. I just got TikTok a couple months ago. I just got it a couple months ago, and I have to literally stop myself sometimes from scrolling.
I'm addicted. Like, and I know I'm addicted, and I'm totally okay with it.
Wow, because it's just like, whoa. So if you want to get your and then you see Christian TikToks, so you're hearing sermons, you're hearing about the Lord. I'm like, this is good. It gets you a little bit of everything.
And it's better. I think it's so much better than Instagram because it feels so relatable. Like, there's people just chilling in their, like, you see people in their bathroom, you see people in their bed, you see people on their couch. Like, I feel like Instagram is so performative now. It's so very like everything has to look a certain way. And this, man, you go on TikTok. There was literally a trend on TikTok, like this girl was like, show me the ghettoest thing in your house.
Oh, I seen that, and the doorknob was like what is it?
So TikTok?
Yes. I was like,
and she showed it.
This is what I came here for. I came here for the real.
And that's the authentic, real nitty. Like, that
like.
is real, and I love it. So, like, I want to dance, or I want to hear a sermon about the Lord, I'm going on TikTok. Yeah. If I want to hear about, like, a pottery place I can go to, I go on TikTok. Like, I want to pick up DJing. So, I'm like, okay.
It's like Google now.
Yeah. Love it.
You can literally search anything. I remember when I was going through, like, I had an acne phase. I was like...
Skin looks amazing now, by the way.
Thank you, Jesus. Went on there, acne, whatever. I fixed my face. I said, this is Google.
It worked?
Yes!
What was it?
It was I have to take a picture of it. It's this acid. It's an acid, but it's like a face. It's like a good acid. And I've been using it for like a year now, and it literally transformed my face.
You got it from the TikTok shop?
No, I got it from Amazon. But a lot of people, there was this black girl, a specific black girl that was like, this has helped. I was like, let me just try it. I use it every single day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of the stuff I feel like is scammy on there, but
yeah, because some people are getting paid to like talk about that stuff. I even got candy from there. Remember one time I was watching, I was like, ooh, candy? Yes, and it was good. Mama V's, y'all try Mama V's sour gummies, and tell me if you don't like it.
TikTok shop.
Yeah,
that's my.
I got a bag from there.
That place is dangerous.
It
TikTok
is
a dangerous place. Hours. Anywho. Yeah. So those are our jams. All right. So we've actually entered. That was our last segment on repeat.
Oh, this was so much
fun. This is fun. I was like, yes. I was like, God, please let this just be in a really good episode. Like, let it just flow. Let no anyone be nervous. And then he executed. Like, today was beautiful. I'm so grateful for you guys for coming. I appreciate you guys. Yes. Like, I'm definitely coming to your next event. Tribe Meets to the World.
Amen. Tribe Meets to the World.
Tribe Meets to the World. And God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Episode 23 is over. Woo! Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend about the Unmet Expectation Podcast. You can email me at theunmetexpectationpodcast@gmail.com. Feel free to send in your questions, dilemmas, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I think that's it. Thank you guys so much. Bye. We out.
Bye.
Peace.